What's up, everybody? Emory the Czar of the Playbook back with you once again. Week number 2 of the Ivy League football preview here on ESPN+. What a great way to start the season. Last weekend, the Ancient 8 went 5-3 on a gridiron. Not a bad start, but we had some great games, some compelling matchups, some games that came down to the wire, all of which made for a great opening weekend in the Ivy League, which sets the table for what we should expect here in week number 2. Now, we're going to start something new in this year's editions of our Ivy League football preview. My one big thing, my one big takeaway from last weekend, and that this week is the play of quarterback Jake Wilcox of the Brown Bears. Last weekend, the signal caller threw for 36 of 45, 355 yards, 3 passing touchdowns, and no turnovers. That was the biggest thing. He didn't turn the ball over, protected the football, and he needed all of that security, all of that production, because they won a close one against the Bryant Bulldogs, 25-22. What was more impressive about that is the fact that it wasn't just one guy receiving all of the passes coming his way. Wilcox was able to find 11 different targets, spread the field, spread the ball around, spread the wealth, and the Brown Bears were able to come out on top. It was an impressive performance by their offense, by their defense. They got key stops when they needed it, but Jake Wilcox, to me, was the one big takeaway from week 1 of Ivy League football. And as we turn the page on week 1 and get ready for week 2, let's take a look at the week 2 schedule involving the Ancient 8. Now, we're still in non-conference play, so there's only a few matchups involving Ivy League teams against one another, and one is the big matchup between Cornell traveling to Yale. Cornell enters this game 1-0 as Yale is coming off that loss last weekend to Holy Cross. When you look at Cornell, Jamison Wayne, you know I've been talking about him for quite some time. He is off to an impressive start. They get to take on Nolan Grooms and that Yale Bulldogs football team. That's going to be a very good matchup, I believe, at the Yale Bowl. And we have the Lou Little Trophy involving Columbia and Georgetown. Nice rivalry there. I've been on the broadcast for a couple of those games, so I'm excited to see that one rekindle its relationship out there on the gridiron in Columbia, or at Columbia in New York City. So we have a lot of great games here involving the Ancient 8 in week number 2. But let's look at the game of the week, I believe, and it involves 2 Ivy League opponents on a Friday night. Friday night, Ivy under the lights. We have a great matchup between those Brown Bears we spoke about earlier and the Harvard Crimson. When you look at this ball game, and it's 2 keys to victory for me. For Brown, when you think about what they do well, they did a great job throwing the football, but I feel like on the defensive side, them stopping the run will have to be key. Their run defense will have to play a lot better against the Harvard Crimson. And for Harvard, it's about sustaining drives. If they're able to stay on the field and sustain drives, shrink this ball game, it gives them a better chance, because we know the defense will be game. We know their offense can be productive. So sustaining drives for Harvard and stopping the run for Brown, which should make for a fantastic contest on Friday night on ESPN+. So that's it for this week 2 preview of the Ivy League football here on ESPN+. I'm Emory the Czar of the Playbook. I will see you guys in week number 3.